Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of SYD Life. Today, we're looking at how we can explore balancing our passions and our pursuits with our profession and career. It's going to be a great episode, right, Shah?
It is. See
Rock.
you there.
Rock. See you there. They're going to be here in like 1 second. Terrible thing to say. Like, they're not here a week later.
That's true. I will
Now
be there.
cut. Well, whichever it is, I want to make sure your error stays in because you cut out all your errors. You cut out all your mistakes.
I do, but I cut out one of yours in the last one.
You didn't because someone messaged me about when I messed up Hamilton and McLaren. So
Well, no, that wasn't. There was a different time. There was one time where I did, and I
which
can't remember
mistake
what it
did
was.
you cut out? Yeah, you can't even
can't
remember.
remember. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you have.
So
Yeah.
something has happened in the last week.
Okay.
That has upset a lot of people. So I just want to be very sensitive.
Okay.
I
I will be the opposite of that. This will be fun. Yeah.
Haley and Justin Bieber are pregnant,
Oh, that's exciting. Congratulations.
but it's just broken a lot of people's hearts.
But they're married.
Yeah.
Why has it broken their hearts?
Because it's like official. It's official that we can't end up with Justin.
Okay, well, they were married.
Yeah.
And the reality is, I just want to press here. Whatever line of argument you had for like, well, Justin Bieber's married, but he's still an option. Well, that would still be true if he has a kid.
That's
He's
true.
still an option.
So I
Okay.
can still. No.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's big
Yeah.
news. They've been married for a while,
Yeah.
and it's not been
Smooth sailing.
It's not been smooth sailing
Yeah.
because there's been so much drama that
Yeah,
we
okay.
wouldn't have to get into. I won't bore
Yeah.
you with it because
No
it's
worries.
stupid.
It will bore me.
But they have a baby.
Well, congratulations to
Yeah.
Justin and Hailey
Haley.
Bieber.
Haley Bieber. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, do you know the song "One Less Lonely Girl" by Justin Bieber?
Personally, I do not.
Oh.
I know Holy,
One Less
with
Lonely Girl.
Chance the Rapper.
Chance?
The rapper?
Yeah, it's been a big
Okay.
week. It's
Yeah,
been a big week
okay.
because it's just like, okay.
Just girls' hearts breaking everywhere.
Yeah.
That's kind of like when I got married. Just girls' hearts breaking.
Sorry.
Wow, Shah, I like that one.
So just really
like,
shocked
I
at
got what I
people.
wanted, which is a laugh, but then it's a
It's
laugh of like, oh,
insulting,
that's
isn't
so
it?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
what
my
I'm
ego's
going for,
balanced. Yeah. Can you see my glasses fogging up?
Yeah, what? What's happening over there?
It's just too hot in this room.
It's weird because something else I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about.
Go on.
It has been cold.
Loving that.
Loving that, but
yes.
I'm so annoyed because all of summer harping on about how hot it is, gets to winter.
I know. Are my glasses on weird now? That's the anti-fog measure.
It's
If you have glasses, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
Okay. What I was going to ask about. Oh yeah, no, loving the cold weather.
Loving the cold weather.
the cold weather
It's
in
like
Sydney.
it-
I will not complain about
it
that. I
gets
love
to
that.
it gets
Yeah.
to like the 12th of May.
Yeah. What's so special about the 12th of May?
I don't
Nothing
know.
special to me.
Okay.
No, it's your birthday.
Yeah, it was my birthday.
that's-
Just smashed
Yeah.
my face in my microphone again.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I turned 21.
Incredible. Nice. That's exciting. What are you laughing
I
at?
just want you to keep having to talk about it.
Your
You don't.
birthday?
No, but
I'll talk about your birthday.
no.
No, don't want me to talk
absolutely
about that?
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Fair
But
enough.
it always gets to like the 12th of May, my birthday,
Yes.
and it's like
Got it.
cold snap, which I
Yeah.
appreciate because it's my
Yeah.
favorite weather.
Yeah, nice. Me too.
But
It means my wife, Liz, and I were going to watch Gilmore Girls. I said to her,
yes.
as soon as I wear my puffer jacket 3 mornings in a row, we can watch Gilmore Girls. Good.
But yeah, it gets really cold. So if you're in Sydney right now,
Yeah.
you'd know
Yeah.
that it has been absolutely freezing.
Mm-hmm. Loving it.
Absolutely freezing.
Absolutely loving it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's.
I have my own podcast. You know that?
Do you now?
Now, I've had one for 3 years.
No, you don't.
Yes. Me and my friend Manny do chat about stuff, life, all
What?
that kind of stuff.
No, you don't.
Yes. For, like, we started when he was in Paris.
Are you serious?
There's like 100 episodes. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes, we have.
How on earth has that never
We
come up?
We have like 10,000 monthly listeners.
What?
Yes.
Are you serious?
That's the running
Why
gag about not being on social media.
Why are you acting like I should know this? You're
I
lying
didn't
to
know
me.
you knew.
You're lying to
I
me.
didn't know you knew.
What?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I didn't know you didn't know.
What's it called?
Two mates.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Where do you record?
We just do it at Manny's place. Now, before we did it over Zoom, obviously because he was in Paris. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh,
We've got advertising.
What? Are you serious? I don't believe you. You lied
Okay.
to me.
Just-
No, you
yeah.
not lied to me.
That's fine.
Wait.
You'll
do
be
you
able to
talk
prove
about?
it after this podcast.
What do you talk about? Football.
Just no live stuff. Like, it was just football segments. There's live, bit of theology, all that stuff.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Two mates.
And you're on Spotify.
Well, yeah, wherever you can get a podcast. Two mates.
Oh.
Yeah.
My.
I don't look. Obviously, I'm not on social, so I don't know what our profile reach is. But I know we get 10,000. I look after Spotify stuff. We get 10,000 monthly listeners.
What?
Yeah. Two mates.
I can't move on from that.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty good. Who's the most interesting guest we had on? Carl Stefanovic. Yeah. Yeah, through a mate. We got Carl Stefanovic on. I know.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. He's really funny. He's fun. He loves the self-deprecating humor. He loves the jabbing. He's awesome.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Anyway, is this... Yeah, cool.
Wow.
I
You've been
know.
keeping that from me.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Why?
which part's most impressive?
The fact that you have a podcast.
I know, or that I've been lying about it the whole time.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
You're like,
Yeah. I gotcha.
shut up.
I gotcha.
Idiot.
Carl Stefanovic.
Oh my god.
What about when I said, two mates?
What?
Yeah, no, none of it was true.
Oh my gosh.
Just came to me in the moment. Didn't prepare anything else, so I just thought, all right, I'll getcha.
I'm so confused and like so.
Sorry.
Wow. Well,
Sorry.
but we're about to be joined by a guest.
Wonderful.
This is actually this fantastic lady's second time on the podcast.
Wonderful.
So I'm gonna throw to future me.
See you soon, future you.
Future
I
me.
won't be there because I'm not the center of attention, and I refuse to be anywhere where I'm not the center of attention.
Totally. So
Enjoy, guys.
enjoy. Well, I'm now here with the amazing Megan Gilbert,
Hello.
who's back for her second time.
Yay.
Which
Thanks
is
for having me back.
Oh, I was counting down the days. I'm
So
like,
good.
what can we do to get Megan back on the podcast?
So fun.
And I figured a great one would be pursuing a passion with balancing a career, life,
Yeah.
everything like that.
Yeah.
So, Megan, I would love if you could kind of introduce yourself a bit.
Yep.
What you do, where you work.
Yeah.
Tell me it all.
Sure. So I'm Megan. And I'm a full-time English teacher,
Mhm.
high school teacher.
Yeah.
And on the side of that, I am also an author.
Yes,
and a writer.
she is.
As Charlotte knows all too well, I self-published my first book last year,
Princess of Dawn.
Princess
That's
of
what it's
Dawn.
called.
It's a fantasy novel, and yeah, so the second one should be coming out this year. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed, hopefully.
And if you haven't read Princess of Dawn, stop listening and go read it, and then you can come back, read the whole book, and then come back.
It is fun.
Yeah.
And Charlotte is like #1 fan.
Yeah.
So you can go have a book club with Charlotte.
Yes,
She'd love that.
please. Yeah.
So I'm working on the second one at the moment and hopefully going to have that out by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. We'll see how we go.
So you're a busy girl.
Busy gal.
Busy gal. Just moved house as well.
Just moved house. Yeah. A lot
Mhm.
going on, but
I
that's okay.
loved what you posted on your Instagram about how you were going to organize your bookshelves.
Yes.
What did you decide on?
I've decided to organize by genre.
And then
and then-
alphabetically?
well, I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
And then sort of decided I'm going to do it by like color/vibe.
Yes.
the book.
Okay. I like that.
I also ran into the issue that I have a few authors who write across different genres. So I wanted to keep
Sure.
those together.
Yes.
So that's why it's not completely alphabetical or
Yeah.
just by genre. So
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
as long as your brain can understand it.
Yeah.
It's for the best.
totally.
It's absolutely for the best.
Yeah.
And before I forget, before we get into it,
Yeah.
Alex and I were just talking about how freezing it's been
So
in
cold.
Sydney. And I was wondering if you're a winter or a summer girl.
I'm a winter girl.
Yeah. All the best people are.
Oh, so
All the
good.
best people are.
You're also a winter girl.
Yeah. So is Alex. He's
Oh,
a winter
love
girl.
it. So good. I like jumpers and beanies and
Yes.
tea.
Oh,
What is there not to love?
Yeah, and especially autumn, like the
Yeah.
crisp air and the
My
blue
favourite.
skies.
If the sky is blue and the sun is shining, but it's crisp,
Yeah,
I am so happy.
absolutely.
Couldn't be happier.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought it would be great if we could start by just talking about why you think it can be important or beneficial to kind of pursue a hobby, pursue a passion alongside a career.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
So I'm really lucky and I'm very grateful that I'm actually really passionate about my job, my
Yes.
full-time job, my career as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very passionate about it and I love it. And then on the flip side, I also have writing and pursuing my author dreams, which I also love.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful to be in that situation, but I understand that not everybody is.
Yeah.
I know that some people, you know, might feel like they're in a job or a career or even studying at uni, something that they're not super passionate about.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important to like recognize our dreams and our passions because they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
Like God didn't just put it there to
Dangle
annoy
it in
us.
front of us.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We're not some donkey with like a carrot
Yeah.
dangling just out of reach.
Yeah.
I truly do believe that those dreams, those passions are there for a reason. And yeah, that's why I think it's just so important because there's someone else at the end of that passion, the end of that dream. There's someone that we can impact by, you know, pursuing these things that are really close to our hearts.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And there's some greater purpose to them.
Yeah.
I 100% believe that. So yeah, I think it's just important because it's there for a reason. It's not there randomly. It's not there by chance.
Yeah.
It's definitely there to be pursued. So that's why I think it's important
I
to
love
pursue
that.
them.
That is
Yeah.
so good. Yeah. And then for you, because you're obviously an author, in case anyone had missed that already, I
Did we
should have
make that
brought.
clear?
I should have brought the book. To just like, put it out. What was like the turning point for you to be like, all right, we're doing this?
Yeah. So I've loved reading, writing since I was a kid. Always wanted to be a writer.
Yeah.
And I guess for me, there's a little bit of a distinction between being a writer and being an author. If you write, you are a writer automatically, of course. But for me, I really wanted to be a published author.
Yeah.
And so the turning point for me was actually a few years ago when I first started writing the first chapters of Princess of Dawn. And prior to that, I'd written short stories. I'd written the beginning of many novels, never finished one.
Yeah.
And as I was writing this one, because the story was really close to my heart, I asked myself, if I get to the end of my life here on earth and I haven't been, like I didn't become a published author, how would I feel?
Yeah.
And I realized I had this like very deep sense of disappointment and almost like, what's the best word for it? Like regret, but in the future.
Yes. Totally.
How do you have regret in the future?
No, but I get it.
Yeah. It was that fear of, this fear of disappointment like came over me. I was like, no, this is something I really want to do. I think I would feel really disappointed.
Yeah.
And so I'm literally in that moment made this decision. I'm going to be a published author some way or another, whether I do it traditionally publish or self-publish. And again, I think going back to what we were saying before about, you know, these dreams, these passions, these desires are in our hearts for a reason. That's, I think, why I felt that so strongly was because it was, it's attached to something that is so deeply meaningful to me as something that I know is in my life for a reason. So the thought of not pursuing it actually just, made me quite upset in the moment. And so, that's when I decided, no, I'm going to make this happen somehow or other.
Yeah. So it's like a good thing to think of, like if you have something that's kind of like nibbling at your brain, be like, would I regret it if I never did this? I love that.
And I don't necessarily think that, you know, we should be living in fear of regret or living in fear of any kind. Definitely not. And, you know, we can't put the pressure on ourselves to do everything all the time.
Totally.
But for me personally, that was the turning point where I'm a bit of a procrastinator as well. And this is something I just could not procrastinate. If I wanted to do it, that is. So I just sort of had to make a decision for myself and listen to that in that moment, going, actually, I think this is something I'm really called to doing and I need to pursue it because I think I would be really disappointed if I didn't. So it isn't to say everyone will feel that way or that everyone should feel that way. But just for me, I think that was, like a deeply moving sort of like self-reflection, but thinking about myself in the future.
I like that you brought up procrastination. I'm going to throw a question at you that we did not prepare for. Great. I'm so sorry.
No.
But like for me, I feel like I've had so many things where like I have all these like side hustles that last for a few months.
Yeah.
I had a jewelry company with my sister for the COVID years.
Yep.
And then recently I like started like crocheting and selling like little crocheted things.
Fun.
But I'm so bad at like sticking with things. So how did you like really stick with it?
Great question.
Yeah.
I've also kind of done a few different like random business ventures at different times and side hustles, especially during my uni days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the classic like I have the big uni semester break.
Totally.
And I'm like, need to do something.
Yeah. I think for me, look, I have always been writing in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that was writing short stories or for a time I was writing more like poetry, and often had a novel on the back burner that sometimes I would revisit and I would go back to. So I think for me, I was always writing, but not always with some directed purpose. And I think that's where the procrastination came into it.
Yeah.
That there were these sort of moments of, I'm not writing for something or to something right now. And that it doesn't mean you have to. For me, it was, I wanted to become I wanted to become a published author, either self-published or traditionally published. So I was almost procrastinating the publishing part of it because I'd never quite finish anything. So, always writing or always being creative, always doing something, but never quite funneling it into that direction I really wanted to go in, which was being published.
Yeah.
So I guess again coming back to that feeling of no, I really want to be a published author. That I know that's something I'm supposed to do in this life.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of jumped in and just did it.
Yeah.
I think as well accountability is a really big thing.
Yeah, totally.
I told my husband that I wanted to do it. I told a handful of my closest friends.
Yeah.
And I've got like an Instagram account where I post things, and I decided I'm just going to announce that I'm going to publish a book.
Yeah.
Hopefully
now
soon.
And
it's like now I have to do it.
Yeah,
There's people who are aware of it. They had no idea what the book was about.
Yeah.
They didn't know any of the characters, but they knew I was writing a book. So suddenly people are asking me all the time, hey, how's your book going? How's your book going? Tell me about your book. People are interested every time I see you. It's great. I love it. But even accountability, I think, is really helpful for procrastination.
Yeah.
Because there's people in your world who care about you.
Yeah.
And they want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And, those people who can like spurn you on. Those people who can spur you on. Hopefully they're not spurning you. People who can spur you on are really important to have. People who, ask good questions about things and encourage you and get you excited about it again can be really helpful.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what's really helped me get out of procrastination.
That's so good. It's like kind of the annoying side when you like have told people that you have a uni assignment due.
Yeah.
And it's like, stop asking me about it.
It's happening, I promise.
Yeah,
I swear.
It'll get done.
Yeah.
It'll get done. And it does.
It does.
It does get
it
done.
Absolutely does get done.
Okay, I really love that. And then the reason we're here, what is it like for you balancing because obviously writing a book is no small feat. Yeah. There we go.
Feet.
And like working full time as a teacher, which is also massive.
Yeah.
How do you balance that?
Great question.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't always balance it all that well.
Mm-hmm.
But I obviously had to have things in place in order to be able to publish a book.
Yes.
Which took me a while, I will say. Took me a few years to write it and revise it, work with an editor, and then the whole process of actually publishing it took up much of my time.
Yes.
And it was fully written by that point. So sometimes, I didn't balance my time very well, but I got into a good rhythm eventually of I would often like kind of look at my weeks, because with teaching there are some weeks when I am working all these extra hours in the evening or on the weekends and during holidays, and then sometimes there are some weeks where I can go home and not open my laptop and not have any marking, and I have all this time and I probably have a little bit more emotional, mental energy as well.
Yeah.
And I would often look ahead and sort of see, well, where are those weeks going to be that I have extra time or just space in my free time, I suppose, that I actually have the energy to be able to give to this. And I would intentionally plan, time in the evenings that I block out in my calendar or time on the weekends to be able to spend time on writing and working on publishing. Yeah. And then recognize the fact that there are weeks where I can't do anything, and I would go 2-3 weeks and not have touched the manuscript or not have looked into how to publish my book on Amazon. Sure. Because that took up much of my time as well. So I just sort of recognize that for me it ebbs and flows with my work life. And I think it was important for me to recognize as well that I had to take the pressure off at different times, and that it was okay to take the pressure off. I didn't have to do everything perfectly the right time, I didn't have to do everything perfectly the first time, or in the right time. There were my own deadlines that I was living by. So I just sort of took the pressure off and gave myself almost permission to, I need to spend more time on school right now, or I need to spend more time on socializing or whatever it might be. And, my writing life kind of had to ebb and flow with that. So, I think that's how I managed to handle it, is just sort of take it week by week, month by month, depending on the season, depending on the term. I think that was just a good flow that I got into. Yeah.
I feel like that's such a good point. I feel like we've talked about that previously in another episode about just taking the pressure off. Just taking the pressure off, being take it day by day, week by week. I think that's so special, because then it's not becomes something that you dread. Right? It's not oh my gosh, I have now to spend 3 hours doing this one thing that I'm supposed to love. But it's just when you have the energy, when you have the time. So that's so great.
And sometimes that pressure's good, and sometimes you need it.
Yeah, totally.
If you work well in that space, and some people do. And then if it's just something that's supposed to just be there as an outlet, or just something that you enjoy that you can spend your time on, you don't want to just turn it into another task. I have to do this thing. So just, I think, finding that balance within your own world is so important.
Totally. So it would be so different for everyone. Personality type, time, job, exactly. And then kind of on that is how have you avoided kind of getting burnt out and not becoming something that you are dreading?
Great question. So I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I am a bit of a perfectionist and do recognize that I can't get everything right the first time. And so I really had to, I guess what we were just saying, I really had to learn to take the pressure off myself. It was my own deadlines that I was setting up. My work deadlines are not as flexible in that there's so much flow and effect. And so we've got to have our priorities in life. And I just can't let everything happening in my writing world affect my day job. So, just keeping that in mind as well, I suppose. And just knowing that for me, I knew it would happen. I knew that for me it was publishing a book. For, this could look so different for everybody else. And so maybe it's more about, just making time to be able to do it. But for me, there was very much a deadline. I've got to do this thing. It's got to happen eventually. So being just really intentional about how I spent my time and making sure I was taking time to step away from the project. To recharge in different ways, because writing does bring me so much joy, and it is something that I love to do. But if I was getting frustrated with a chapter I couldn't finish, or I just wasn't feeling super energetic or feeling like myself, I would have to sort of step back and go, okay, I need to have a break from this for a week, because it is becoming a task, or it is becoming a burden on me. And I think that's important to recognize too, when it's not fulfilling the role that you want it to, or it's not fulfilling what it should in your life. That's where maybe we need to pause and just take a step back and look at it for what it is. And just recognize that in different seasons we can ebb and flow with them. That doesn't have to be all in, and all my spare time is being spent doing this, and just being mindful of that.
I love that. Such good stuff.
Oh, Oh, so
good.
good.
And then we have a bit of a segment on our show.
Yeah.
Which is just like, what is the one thing you want people to take away?
Yeah.
From what we've talked about today.
So I think thinking back to something you said at the beginning, just about how our dreams and our passions are very much there for a reason. I do hope that that's something that people take away from this conversation.
Yeah.
We can get so bogged down in the necessities of life.
Yeah.
I've got to make money. I've got to do these things. I've got to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But those dreams I feel are very significant and they are very important. And then I guess the flip side of that as well is that it's okay to take breaks. It's okay to recognize that a season that you're in, you can't give as much to something as you might like to.
Yeah.
So just being kind to yourself, I think, is really important. And depending on the season that, you know, you're in, being kind to yourself could look very different. It could be making time to be able to pursue those passions that you want to, or it could be stepping back and going, great, I just need a break for a bit. I'm not going to forget about this. I'm going to come back to it. So, just being kind to yourself and knowing the season you're in and where you currently stand to make sure you can be as effective in that and enjoy the passion as much as you can rather than it becoming a task.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. I love that.
Good.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So many people are going to be so blessed by this, honestly. Such good
glad.
wisdom, such good knowledge.
I'm glad.
And you're so fun. So fun to talk to you.
Thanks.
So
You too. Right back at you.
Well, I'm going to throw it back to myself.
Love that.
So,
To Charlotte.
Oh
my gosh.
Thank you so much, Megan, for joining us. Such wisdom, such insight. I'm very excited for the sequel of her book.
Fantastic.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited. Yeah. But I have some lingo for you to learn, Alex.
Okay. Yes.
I thought it's probably about time that I teach you some new terms.
Right. Yes.
Some Gen Z specific terms.
Mm.
So this first one is pretty easy to guess.
Okay.
So I'll give it to you and then you throw it back at me.
Okay. Nice.
And this is like a pretty fresh one, I think.
Gosh, okay.
It's pretty fresh.
Yeah.
And it's a blending of like Alpha and Gen Z. Like people younger than me use it a lot. But you'll be able to get it. You'll be able to get it. It's the term locked in.
Well, the term locked in.
Yeah.
Okay, well, can I ask, does it relate to calendars or to relationships?
What about none of the above?
Oh, no, locked in. Use it in a sentence.
Oh,
look, locked in.
Oh, look, she's locked in. Yeah, like if I'm like, okay, guys, I'm locking in.
Oh, okay, so they're focusing. No?
Yeah.
They're committing to what's going on.
Yeah. The definition I wrote down because I figured I should come prepared.
Yes, very good.
Well, only for
You're really improving.
The second one I didn't.
Oh, yes.
Is it's a term that we use when it's time to stop yapping.
Yep.
And time to focus.
Hey, you use that on me a lot. All right, I'm locking in.
Yeah. Do I?
Yeah.
Oh.
I try and bug you at work and you're like, no, I'm locking in.
Oh, true. I actually do. Yeah, because you always come down and say hi,
Yeah.
which is really sweet.
No, it's not, because you say, I'm locking in. And then my rejection complex goes, well, I'm locking out.
And we're not friends anymore.
I'm not telling you about my podcast of 10,000 monthly listeners.
Anyway.
I can bring up why we're not friends.
Maybe that's what this podcast is missing. We haven't aired any beef. No, but yeah, locked in.
No, I learned from the bullying episode.
True, actually.
Great work, by the way.
Thank you.
Did you hear what one of the hateful comments said?
No, I haven't looked.
What did they say? You said a whole lot of nothing.
Oh, I get that one a lot. I get that one a lot.
On a bullying episode, so good.
So good. No, yeah, locked in. I hear it a lot at uni where we're like, let's meet up at a cafe before class.
Yeah.
And do all our uni work. And then it's like 25 minutes in and we haven't stopped talking.
Yes.
And so then it's like, okay, guys, I need to lock in. I need to lock in. It's
cool.
a really good one. I really like it.
Nice.
I like it because I think like anyone can use it.
Yep.
And it's very informative.
Yes.
And it's widely respected.
Yes, I'm going to lock in.
Yeah.
It's not respected by me, but...
That doesn't surprise me.
No, but I like
Good
it.
thing that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, respect.
Was there one that... Was there a term you'd use instead of locked in?
Knuckling down, I guess.
Knuckling down.
Yeah, I'm knuckling down or...
Yeah. Go away.
Yeah, I use lame ones like I'm in deep work zone.
Oh, yeah, deep work.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Locking in.
Got it. Yeah, it's a good one. So you can...
So I'm locked in.
Locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you were locked in and prepped for this podcast, you'd have a definition for each
Yeah.
phrase.
Yeah,
But you
I
didn't
would.
lock in.
No. Well, I do have a definition, but
Oh,
it
okay,
probably
but
isn't
you're gonna
going to
make
give
it
you
up.
what you're
Yeah.
looking
Okay,
for. No,
yeah.
I do
Oh, you
have
have a
something
definition.
written.
Okay, you did lock in.
I did lock in.
Yeah.
I actually was really locked in this morning.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did some work at home,
Mm-hmm.
and then I came in. I set up the studio, and then
Yeah.
it's because everyone is away.
Yeah, no distractions.
So I
Yeah.
actually physically
Yeah.
can't be distracted.
Yeah, nice.
So
You're locked in.
I have to be locked in. I have no other choice. Didn't want to be locked in. I have to be
No,
locked
sure.
in. But the second thing is 8.
8.
ATE.
ATE.
do you think that means?
Any context?
She ate.
Okay. She. How can I give my definition without profanities?
Or what about Loki ate?
Oh, okay. She ate. Low-key ate. I low-key. What did you say? I low-key ate? Or she low-key
Yeah,
ate?
you could. Yeah.
Is it like, again, I can only think of using it as, like, I'm maybe fixating too much on ate and the verb of it being a verb, but like, they got humbled?
No.
Oh, okay.
I like where your brain goes because it's
Mm.
like they like ate dust, like they fell over. Is that what you're
Wow,
thinking?
I've never heard ate dust, but that's such a way more sanitized version than what I was thinking.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
nice. Yeah, that's good. Ate dust.
Ate dust.
Ate dust. Look how edgy I am, kids. Ate dust.
Like when like someone's skateboarding, like
Yeah, they ate dust.
But you're thinking of
Human feces.
Yeah.
This is a sanitized podcast. Not to say the word.
Yeah. No, okay, so it means like I'd say it's another word for slayed.
Yeah.
So just say I'm not gonna bring up a certain female
You can
singer.
bring up Taylor Swift, but just don't tell me anything about her. Yeah.
I can't.
Okay.
I obviously can't do
Okay.
that. It's like when someone this is here me being like, I wrote another word for slay. It's coming out.
Yeah.
It's when someone does really well. So when something's
okay.
really good,
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
it really shows itself in like
Yeah.
TikTok captions.
Mm.
Sorry, TikTok comments.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, she ate.
Okay.
If it's like
Okay.
someone is like, even when someone has a really good argument for something,
Yeah.
like
Whoa.
this thing really bothers me, and
Yeah.
here's my list of 15
Yeah.
reasons why.
Yeah.
Did you get my lift? I said lift, not list.
I didn't. Nice.
That was your opportunity.
I did. Something was off,
Something
but
was off.
I think I was too busy trying to make a meta critique of TikTok and
Sure.
and about someone saying here's what's wrong and here's what's problematic with the
Sure.
world. And I.
You know who
yeah.
else said that? Taylor Swift in one of her songs.
Yeah. No surprises.
But the comments
Mm.
will often be, "Wow, 8."
Yeah. Got it.
Another thing I really like
Yeah.
is when, wait, if something
What
has,
were you just counting?
I don't want to tell you.
Okay.
Guess.
I have no idea. Unless it was to 8, I don't know.
Well, yeah, it'll be like,
Yeah.
what's a word with 8 letters?
Oh, you were trying to count a word with 8
Yeah.
letters.
Oh my gosh, I can't think of a single word.
Imagine if you prepared a word with 8 letters for this part of the
Oh my gosh, I
podcast.
think you can think of words with 7 letters. You're just gonna leave me. It'll be like, oh my gosh.
That sounded. That's. What was that sound?
It's my headphones.
Oh
hitting
yeah,
it.
sure.
Oh my gosh, what has 8 letters, guys? Let's throw it to the audience.
What about bull dust? Well,
I can only think bull dust. What is that?
That was a gag about what you were using dust for and what I was
my
trying
gosh,
to
I
say,
can't think
which
of a
is an eight letter word, but you can't use it.
I cannot think of a single word. You keep 7-letter words.
Yeah. It's actually okay. I mean, I have one, but it's
Funko.
okay. Yeah,
Okay,
that's my name.
So people will just say someone's like post a really good TikTok,
Yeah.
and instead of saying like she ate, people be like, how many letters in Funcom?
Yes. Got it.
And it's 8.
Clever. I
And
kind of
so
like
it's like
that.
a fun.
I like the
it's a
spin.
fun little
Yeah,
like.
nice.
"Ah!"
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Do you feel educated?
Yeah, that was informing.
Yeah. Will you use that? Will you use 8?
She ate.
What was the word? What was the 8-letter word that you were thinking of?
I told you it, bulldust.
Oh,
but you got it.
no, is that a word?
No, but that was the gag. What was you said she ate dust, and I was meaning yeah.
Oh my gosh, my mind is just so clean.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah,
because that took me a very long.
No,
time.
You didn't get there. I literally walked you all the way to the shop.
That's all I had education wise. Yeah. Do you have anything?
No, I know we're time's up. We're gonna wrap up the podcast, but another time I'd like to talk about how you didn't invite me to your birthday party. All good. Everyone, have a great time. Have a great week.
Yeah.
And we're no longer friends, Charlotte.
Yeah. Well, you did in confidence tell me that we were.
And then I did not get invited to your birthday party.
I'm trying to think of something to say in response to that because you did.
TLTL. Have a great week, guys. See ya.
No, we're not finishing on that.
What do we do?
I have in here that I'll do the outro. So
okay, great.
But look, we should talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't invite you to my birthday.
There we go, folks. That's the end of the story. Nothing else matters.
And hey,
yes?
Stephen didn't know my middle name.
I know he didn't. You invited friends who didn't know your middle name.
Him so many chances.
Yeah.
I was like, think of the most obvious middle name in the whole world.
That's not the most obvious.
It's pretty up there.
No, Anne is absolutely the most obvious.
He said Anne.
Yeah, no.
He said Anne. He said Elizabeth. He said Amy. He said Grace.
All of those are more obvious. All of those are more obvious.
Stephen!
Yeah.
Come on.
Why didn't you say Beauty and the Beast? Is that a
yeah.
Yeah. Is it a rose?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Why didn't he say Burke's Backyard? Why didn't he say
Burke's Backyard?
You don't know who Burke's Backyard is?
No. Do I need to remind you?
I hate how old you make me feel.
No, it's so funny because for my party this weekend.
Yes.
It's
the outer circle party.
The theme is nostalgia.
The party that acquaintances and colleagues get invited to.
The theme is nostalgia.
Yes.
And there's like a wide scope of like people coming.
Yeah.
And so everyone keeps coming up to me being like, my nostalgia or your nostalgia?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, whatever you want.
Nostalgia means
but then
to
they're
you.
like, you say I'm going as Captain Wheeler. Sorry.
No, so close. So close. Captain Planet. You didn't know who Captain Planet was. That's crazy.
So then I Googled it and then I was like, oh, wow, that looks great. You look like the Wheeler guy.
Wheeler. Originally, I was looking to go as Wheeler from Captain Planet. Shout out to my millennials and Gen Xers. But that costume's too hard. That's not a common character. But I just look like him, so I thought I'd go as that. But then, no, I've just decided to go as Where's Wally.
I think that's going to be a great one.
Do you know who Where's Wally is?
Yes,
I actually wanted to go as Oscar.
No,
what's
one
his
of
name?
the other characters? Is that
Old.
one of the other characters in Where's Wally?
Which I just realised is Waldo backwards. You know the character that's yellow and black, the evil Wally?
Yes.
And he's like, if you see him, it's like, it wasn't him? Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to go as him, which his name's Ovold or Owald,
and it would
which is Waldo backwards, which is Where's Waldo.
I love when stuff like that happens.
I know, when you figure it out like 20 years later.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to go as him because he's the evil one, and that's kind of more my vibe, but the costume was sold out.
Oh. I appreciate that you bought a costume for it.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're really friends.
No, again, it shows my intent.
Thank you guys so much.
No, you can't cut me off. That shows my intent and value on the relationship. Your value is a non-invitation. Non-invitation.
Invitation.
No, invitation is a Seinfeld concept where you get invited to a party so that you would decline. You know Seinfeld.
Yes, the show.
Yeah, it's an episode, and they get uninvited. So it's like you get an invite 3 or 4 days out. You've probably done this to someone for your party. Probably 25 people, probably heaps of people decline. So there's like heaps. One person, there you go, boom, boom. So you get an invitation, which is like, oh, you weren't actually invited, but now I got space. Or
that is
it's
not
too,
what happened
it's
to me.
Or it's too late notice. We're not expecting you to come, but we're being polite.
That's mean.
Yeah.
Gilmore
It's an invitation.
Gilmore Girls episode when Suki invites Emily and Richard. To her wedding.
Yes, very late. But that was not quite right because she didn't know that. She thought they were coming. They knew to come to the wedding. Which wedding are you talking about, Somi?
I'm talking about Suki's wedding. When
that's exactly right, an invitation.
Yeah,
yes,
because
it's not
they're
a new
like a late invite.
Totally late invite.
And Emily knows. Yeah. And she's my queen.
This isn't the Gilmore Girls.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you like Emily?
Not really.
Really?
No.
The more I watch
sometimes I just want to give it. Sometimes women like these aggressive anti-women characters, like these, and But you wouldn't like this person in real life.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No.
You don't like their qualities.
No.
She's mean, vindictive.
She is awful.
Vindictive,
but
manipulative.
she's an iconic character.
She's iconic for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But that means she's iconic. Gosh, we should save this material, shouldn't we?
Right.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening and for watching. And thank you for Megan for joining us. It is always a pleasure. We have episodes every fortnight. And if this episode made you think of a friend, send it to them. We're trying to reach more people in Sydney.
We're desperate for an audience.
Please. But yeah, have a great week, everyone.
See you guys.
I'm not doing that again.
Great.
SYD Life is a podcast produced by C3 SYD Church. We exist to help people know Jesus, find community, and discover their purpose. For more information, go to our website, c3syd.church, and for content and clips, head to sydlife.podcast. Help us reach more people in Sydney by sharing this episode with a friend. See you next time.